Side Perspectives, GeoFox here again. Then our president, Trump, 45, the way he's addressing the situation is very abysmal. There's a lot of just misinformation coming directly from him, and then he's under this impression that somehow we're going to be able to open the country and go back to normal by Easter. And I just want to throw this out there. China has been on lockdown since January 23rd. They are going to be coming out of lockdown April 8th. So from January 23rd through April 8th, they were in quarantine. Keep in mind, China has over 1 billion people in their country, and they were able to successfully have over 700 million people quarantined. America doesn't even have half, okay? Doesn't even have half of the population. We have a little over 309 million people. We can't quarantine at least 300 million? What is really going on? And if it took them 2.5 months to solve the issue, what makes you think we're going to be back and up and running by Easter? When we didn't start doing quarantining until basically last Monday. And then even last Monday, people were still out and about. And in my state, in the state of Michigan, we didn't do a hard quarantine until last Sunday. So, again, I don't see this getting better anytime soon because we're not even taking the necessary precautions. People are still out and about doing them as if everything is okay. I look at my Snapchat and people are literally going to each other's houses. People are having quarantine parties, even though they've already said you shouldn't be around more than 10 people, but yet people are still going out to clubs and parties. They didn't shut stuff down until last week. We didn't have a hard quarantine until this past Sunday. I just don't see it. I don't see it. And then when you look at how China handled the whole situation, they literally shut everything down and literally sanitized the entire country. Here we are. We haven't even moved to sanitization because people are still leaving the house and doing them. You have entire states such as Florida, Texas, and Mississippi where they're not quarantining at all. And the federal government has basically said, hey, our economy is more important than human life. So if your grandparents die, you die, your children die, your friends and family members die, your co-workers, your neighbors, who cares? As long as the economy is going up. Basically stated, hey, we can lose 1 to 2% of our population. That's only 3 million people. Who cares? It's basically what the government has said. And then in the midst of all this, we still have a presidential election going on. There's still primaries. And what's crazy is you've got a known sexual predator running against another sexual predator. And it just keeps showing how Republicans, Democrats, really not much of a difference. It's literally left wing, right wing, still in the same dirty ass bird. Okay? And that's basically what's happening. You've got Joe Biden, alleged sexual predator, Trump, alleged sexual predator, running against each other. And then you have these bills, these initiatives that the political parties keep trying to push off. We'll forgive 30,000 of student loans. Oh, we'll forgive 10,000 of student loans. Oh, well, you get 1,200. Oh, well, you get 500 per child. Oh, well, actually, it should be $2,000 a month. Canada is literally giving their citizens $2,000 a month for 15 weeks until they are able to get the COVID-19 coronavirus under control. In America, we're being told you're going to get $1,200 for adults, $500 per child. And that's going to be a one-time thing, and you're not going to get it until May. It's March 27th, 2020 when I'm making this video. So you have to ask yourself, you're not going to get that until May. Those of us that lost our jobs, were laid off, or what have you, how are they supposed to be surviving in this until May? People still want their mortgages, people still want their rent. Now, they said they're freezing the student loans, but here's the problem with the freezing of the student loans. I already paid for March. My next bill is due next month. And I'm going to explain, why there's a problem with the freezing real quick. So, say they do freeze the student loans. Here goes the issue. Whenever we come out of this, if we ever come out of this, you're going to owe back paid payments. So say we don't come out of this until May or June, or worst case scenario, August. Might be even longer, right? But let's just say August. That means you have 5 months of back paid student loans that you're going to have to pay at once. Hence why we're freezing student loans is not really helping anybody. Because in my case, I'm on an income contingent payment plan. So I'm going to owe over $500 if it's frozen till August. So hell no, I'm going to try to make every payment until then. Because if I don't, I'm going to owe over $500 at once. How does that help me? That puts me in more debt. And that's why I'm like, again, they won't forgive the student loans. And then their idea, we'll forgive 10. Wow, if they forgive 10,000, I still owe 35,000. How does that help me? If they forgive 30,000, that's better, but I still owe 15,000. Again, how does this help us if you don't forgive the whole thing? Again, it's just getting to the point where it's just absolutely ridiculous. And again, neither political party is doing what needs to be done to help any of us. And I'm just being honest. Then you got the rent issue and the mortgage issue. I personally believe they should suspend rent and mortgage. And to be honest, the way things are looking, they need to suspend bills, period. Because again, you got over 3 million people who don't have any money. You got all these multi-billion-dollar companies that are not paying their workers. And then I'm privileged to be able to work from home. But what I'm trying to understand is, if we're considered essential workers, how come we're not getting essential pay? Shouldn't we all be making double time, triple time at this point, since people are risking their lives and you've deemed us as essential workers, especially those that are out? They're at the grocery store, they're at the convenience store, they're delivering mail, they're picking up trash. Those that are actually out in the element should definitely be getting hazard pay. And I'm trying to figure out how my job is even considered an essential, because you're not providing anybody with food or water. You're not, what are you doing? What are we doing? I just don't understand. And then 2, here we are in a full-blown crisis, and you got us sitting up here worried about working. And every time you turn around, you got family members, friends, people in your community, people that you know who are ending up at the hospital on ventilators and dying. But we're concerned about working at a time like this. This is crazy. And then, again, y'all, welcome to America with the 3 Ks.